I've been talking to a lot of clients lately who are creeping up on retirement, and one of the hardest things to figure out as a financial advisor is how do we create income for you in retirement? How do we actually get that paycheck to replace the paycheck you're leaving behind? So you spend a lot of your lifetime building up this bucket of money. Then the real question is, how do we get that money back out to you? And there's a lot that goes into that. We have to be safe with your money because we can't lose it in retirement. But if we're safe, we accept just low interest rates and putting our money in cash and letting it sit in the bank, because that's not going to do anything because you'll just spend it down. So the upshot of all that is a lot of times it can cause fear, a little bit of trepidation in people as they go into retirement, because once you make it there, you want to stay there. Typical Wall Street will kind of have you put your money in that bucket and the market will go up and it'll go down. And if it's down, they'll say buy and hold and don't worry about it. It'll always come back. I'm really not satisfied with that as a solution for my clients and my firm. What I want is for people to have the peace of mind and confidence to go forward knowing that that money, that paycheck is going to be there into their bank account so that they can go do the things that matter. You want to go spend time in Disneyland with your grandkids. You don't want to worry about what the talking heads on CNBC are saying in the morning. You don't want to take $50,000 out of your IRAs in order to go on a trip and then have the stock market decline and take another $50,000 out. None of that feels good. So retirement should be all about relaxing, feeling good. You should be kicked back in first class with somebody competent at the wheel to make sure that when you call your son and say, I want to come watch my granddaughter play soccer, you can go ahead and buy that airplane ticket, buy those Disneyland tickets, and go have a good time and think about anything else but money. Because nothing robs a human being more of the enjoyment that they get from the things that actually matter than being worried about money. So today I'm going to talk about one of my favorite ways to create income for people. I'm doing this video because I had so many people want to invest in this over the last week that I figured I'd just make a video on how a structured income note works so you can understand the mechanics of the work, not necessarily how it's accomplished by the financial institution, but what it means to you. So if I haven't met you yet, my name is Chris Reed. I'm the owner, Chief Investment Officer of Capital Partners Wealth Management. I make these videos because I spent 20 years in the Marines helping people. I spent 7 years as a police officer helping people. And between running my investment firm, helping my clients, I don't have the time to help everyone. But if I can say something that brings value to other people, that's what I'm here for. So this has been one of my most popular income notes. It's funny that with inflation up and volatility up, that's bad for a lot of things. It's bad for people's peace of mind. It's really good for structured products. So it allows us to get really good terms. So while everybody else is just kind of losing money, this is actually a really golden opportunity that I've been using to help my clients out with the things they're trying to accomplish. I just wanted to go over this real quick and explain how it works. If you can take this to your financial advisor, or if you're a current client of mine, we just haven't talked in a while, or if you're interested in something like this, I'm happy to help educate you on it. What you have here is the issuer is going to be a major bank. They're the people backing it. So is there risk in this? Absolutely, there's risk in this. The entire zombie apocalypse could happen tomorrow and we're all going to end up hunting and fishing to feed ourselves. Now, a company like JP Morgan or Bank of America or Goldman Sachs, are they going to be around? Yes, but we are subject to the credit risk of that company. If they go bankrupt, this is a secured credit against their balance sheet. So would you lose all your money? Probably not. But again, who knows? A QSIP here, that's just an identifier that financial institutions use to identify different investments. Now, in this particular investment, there's a contingent coupon, meaning they will pay the coupon. They'll pay that dividend depending on certain market conditions. I'll talk about that in a little bit, but this is just the structure of the note. Contingent coupon means that as long as the market, in this case, is above a 30% loss, they're going to keep paying this 9.15%. As soon as it drops below that, they would stop paying, but as soon as it rises back above that, they would be paying again. So the trade date, that's the date that they sweep the money from the client account over to, in this case, JP Morgan. Now the term on this particular note is a 5-year term. So from 11 of 23 to 11 of 20. If this note is held to term, and so long as the market stays above a 30% loss, so long as the stock market does this and stays above this level, they're going to pay that 9.15%. Now again, if the market were to breach this level down here, they would not pay during this period of time while the market's below 30%. Now, that doesn't mean you lose your principal. It just means that they're not going to pay the coupon in that case. So that's the term. Now the non-call means until 11 of 4, they cannot call this. What happens when a company calls one of these notes, just like calling a bond, is they take their bond back, they give you your money back. So in this case, at the end of a year, every quarter thereafter, they can call this, give you your money back, and stop paying you that, and then we just find another investment with your money. The 45% principal barrier means this. The stock market can go positive and it can go negative, and it can even go negative 50%. You only lose in this scenario if the stock market is still down more than 45% at the end of 5 years. At the end of 5 years, if the market's down 50%, you would lose 50% of your principal. If the market is down 44%, JP Morgan is just going to give you all your money at the end of this term. Most of these notes don't go to term. Most of them are typically called. For instance, I have a note right now that's being issued at the end of this month, and at the end of 1 year, if the stock market's up at all, they're going to pay my clients 15%, and they'll just give them their money plus 15% back. So in that case, if the market's up 20%, you miss out on 5%. But if the market's only up 1%, you're making an extra 14%. So those are the basic functions of a structured note and how it works. The main point of these is not really the ones and zeros that go into all the behind the scenes stuff, how they trade their treasuries and bonds and call options and how they do all this. The real point is that my clients right now know pretty decent chance they're not going to lose money. And at the end of the day, they're going to get 9.15% from B Morgan so they can spend time with their grandkids. There's going to be a couple quizzes below. If you want a quick financial plan, if I have the time, I can go ahead and try and respond to that and give you an idea of what your retirement income will be like or how much you need to retire. If you've experienced a lot of market loss and you're having uncertainty lately, go ahead and reach out to me and schedule a 15-minute phone call. It doesn't cost anything to kind of take a look at where you're at. Helping people really go to bed at night knowing that things are going to be okay in the morning is one of my favorite things to do.